So if you've never built a 3-inch, I implore you to build one if you're into this drone thing, because they are a hell of a lot of fun. Super convenient to carry around. You can crash the shit out of them, and they take it pretty well. Might just bend a little prop or something, but they're so light that nothing really happens to them, even in some pretty dramatic crashes. You know, you can carry a pile of these little batteries around with you. These are my go-tos. I use a 650 on these. Seems to be works real well for me. I get like 4 minutes flight time out of a 650, so I don't see any reason to go up to an 850 and just add some more weight. These are my go-to snowman packs. I don't know if you I've never seen these anywhere. You can get these outside of China. So anyway, 654S is what I run on them. And this was the first little guy that I built here. About a couple of years ago, I was flying. Sean Taylor was here for a race, Night Fury, with a bunch of other guys, and he was ripping this little 3-inch around a field where we were practicing, and the thing was absolutely insane, and that's what kind of sparked my interest in them. And then I finally this year I built one, and when I first built this little guy, I was flying it around with this little Mobius Mini on here, which is pretty cool. But this Mobius Mini doesn't have a very wide field of view. So what I noticed was I had to be real careful with my camera angles, and I had to be real precise on the sticks to get any good shots out of it, some good video to keep things in frame. But this little guy just really doesn't have a wide enough field of view. Although I think I posted a couple videos with this on my channel. Footage is pretty good. It just doesn't have a wide enough field of view on it, and it's super light. Actually, this works real good on like a racer where you're at a steady level the whole time, so you don't need to capture, like, you know, the power loop around a tree or whatever. But anyway, so we'll get back to this in a minute. So then after this little guy, I absolutely freaking fell in love with this little guy. And like I said, these 3 inches are pilot's quads. Really makes me be smooth on the sticks to get nice smooth video, you know, because the 3 inches are very, very responsive. So I think it's really good freestyle, smooth flow practice with these 3 inches. So a friend of mine cuts these frames. So this is a total custom frame, custom build here. This little guy flies. Now this one here, along with this oh my god that I'll get to in a minute, this one has a face full of props in view with this split in there that I just put in there. And like I said, we'll get back to that in a minute. Or this one, I'm able to put the stack up, so I have no props in view with this one. And this little guy here, just, I mean, if you didn't see the video, like this Caddx does some weird things sometimes. I'll put some video up here in a second of this guy flying around. And it has like some weird lines when I go upside down, inverted and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, this little guy flies excellent. I wanted to swap this out because I had to replace the lens in this Caddx and then heat shrink it in there because the quality of the case isn't very good. And after a couple packs, the lens starts to vibrate loose and goes back out of focus, and the lens that comes with it stock is crap. But anyway, I don't want to take it apart and put a split in there because I don't want to mess with this thing. It flies so freaking good, I'm afraid to touch anything on it. So here's some footage of this little guy ripping around, and like I said, this little guy is super smooth.
Change my ways. Something for some reason takes me from you again. Time no season. I just want it for a reason. Killing my
So there's that. You would swear it was a 5-inch if you didn't know any better. This thing doesn't even have any prop wash to speak of. So anyway, then when Drew Camden and Kevin, LaDrib and Stingy were here, Drew broke his GoPro, so I gave him one of my Sessions 5s because I had a surplus of them. And so when the Oh My God frame was released, I called in my favor from Drew and had him send me one over. He actually sent me it with the Brat motors, but I dinged one of the bells on one in kind of a short order. Those Brat motors flew really smooth. They're really light. They're pretty nice, but I'm not a big fan of the T-style prop. I can say that for sure. And this guy still has a little bit of prop in view, which I don't mind. I don't mind. If I want to do some super smooth video, no props in view, sunset stuff, golden hour, whatever, then I'll break out one of my skadoosh frames with the GoPro on it. You know, I'll break out the 5-inch. Props in view can be cool too. I'm not partial to either one either way. Props in view makes it looks like you're flying, you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. But anyway, this little guy flies pretty freaking cool too. And I put a 5-volt in this one, 5-volt TBS Unify in this one, and I can fly this little guy out. They all have crossfire in them, but these two have the Nano VTXs, which are only 50 milliwatts, which I fly plenty far with that thing. But this little guy here can fly out 1 kilometer, no freaking problem whatsoever. So yeah, 3 inches are freaking cool. They're easy, convenient to pack up, super light, hard to break, lots of fun to fly, very non-intimidating to fly like little spots. Because what's happened to me lately is some reason they've decided to tear up every tree and everything and every park in my entire neighborhood for like a 5-mile radius around me. So yeah, they've turned my entire neighborhood, for as far as the eye can see, into one giant freaking mud pit construction zone. And then it rained for 18 days straight, and well, actually it snowed for 3 of those days, so it didn't rain. But anyway, so if I want to go out for a quick little fly, I have to go to the little new park that they built down the street for me. And being that these are not so intrusive and it's a tight little park, they're perfect for that little park. So I've been flying the crap out of my 3s lately because I don't want to have to drive out. I haven't been driving out in the cold. It's been cold out too, so I haven't been driving you know, out an hour out of the city to fly my usual spots, just the little parks around here. And so I took this guy down to the little park there the other day for the Maiden, and it was windy and freezing cold, and I just threw a rough tune on here real quick and didn't really tune it out. So you're going to see in the video here at the end, you know, it's not Not perfect, that's for sure. I threw the split in here and reflashed it. And that's a cool thing about the another thing. When I first built this, I think it was like Betaflight 3.1, but now the new Betaflight with the filters and having the feed forward and everything separate. What I usually do with these threes to get them right around where they need to be is I drop the P's by about 1/3 and then bump up the D's by about 5 points, and then I just usually tweak it a little bit from there, but that usually seems to be a good spot for a rough tune on these little guys. And then I kick up the feed forward to about 100 or 120 because I like a real nice crisp stick feel. That feed forward doesn't really have anything to do with the stick speed. It's more of a crisp feel. Where we used to have to tune the P's to get that crisp feel. Well, now the P's are separated from that. So you can get the crisp feel with the feed forward features. So the new Betaflight works really well with these 3 inches. So anyway, here is the Maiden, the Maiden of the rebuilt. By the way, this is an HGLRC 145 with the F440 stack in it and the run cam split, like I said. And I just stuck in there with a rough tune on it on a windy, freezing cold, crispy prop day. It was so cold a couple of my zippy ties just popped off when I landed because they were so crispy and cold. So yeah, these are great little guys. The Acrobrat, my little custom one here, and here is some Maiden-ish, Maiden-ish rough tune flight of this little guy. So peace.
Hey, Snoop!
What up?
I missed the bomb.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up.
Cause you know we're about to rip shit up.
Give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too low death niggas, so we're crazy. Death Row is the label that pays me. Unfadable, so please don't try to fake this. But back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'ma let them understand from a young G's perspective. And before me dig on a bitch, I have to find a contraceptive. You never know, she could be earning her man and learning her man, and at the same time burning her man. Now you know I ain't with that shit, Lieutenant. Ain't no pussy good enough to get burned while I'm offended. And that's realer than real deal, Holyfield. And now you hookers and hoes know how I feel. Well, if it's good enough to get broke off a proper chunk, I take a small piece of some of that funky stuff. It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that and it's like this and like that and like this and Drake creep to the mic like a fan.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping, but I damn near got caught cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before, with a producer who can rap and control the maestro. At the same time with the dope rhyme that I kick, you know and I know I flow some old funky shit. To add to my collection, this selection symbolizes dope. Take a toke but don't choke. If you do, you have no clue of what me and my homie Snoop Dogg came to do. It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that and it's like this. And who gives a fuck about those?
So just chill to the next episode. On that ass, what a hellified gangster lean. Getting funky on the mic like an old batch of collard greens. It's the capital S-O-S, I'm fresh and double O-P D-O-double-G-Y-D-O-double-G, you see. Showing much flex when it's time to wreck a mic. Pimping hoes and clocking a grip like my name was Dolomite. Yeah, and it don't quit. I think they in the mood for some motherfucking G shit. Yeah. So Dre,
what up, dog?
Gotta give them what they want.
What's that, G?
We gotta break them off something.
Hell yeah.
And it's gotta be bumpin'. City of Compton,
where it takes takes place, so I ask your attention. Mobbing like a motherfucker, but I ain't lynching. Dropping the funky shit that's making the sucker niggas mumble. When I'm on the mic, it's like a cookie, they all crumble. Try to get close, and your ass will get smacked. My motherfucking homie, Doggy Dog, has got my back. Never let me slip, cause if I slip, then I'm slipping. But if I got my Nina, then you know I'm straight tripping. And I'ma continue to put the rap down, put the Mac down. And if your bitches talk shit, I have to put the smack down, yeah, and you don't stop. I told you I'm just like a clock when I tick and I talk. But I'm never off, always on till the break of dawn. See you when PTO in the city they call Long Beach. Putting the shit together like my nigga DOC. No one can do it better like this, that, and this, and it's like that, and like this, and like that, and it's like this. Then who gives a fuck about those?
So just chill till the next episode.